Hello, my name is Sophie, and please welcome to my new moon it's a solar eclipse in Cancer. So this is roughly going to be a 30-minute workshop where I'm going to give a bit of a talk and explain more about what that means, and I'm also going to guide you with a meditation and some journaling questions. So first of all, what does it mean, the new moon? So at this point, this is the beginning of the cycle, and this is a time for a clean slate. It's also a time to see our potential and really realize what we do want to manifest, our goals, our dreams, our desires, and we really want to help these come true. We're going to do some manifesting, which is our journaling. And here we want to think about what we do want, not what we don't want. We also want to be able to visualize, whether that's writing down or drawing, or a great one actually is a workshop that I'm going to tomorrow actually, and it's a vision board. So a great thing which you can easily do at home is cut up things from magazines, newspapers, or print things out, and you can cut these up and stick them on like a board or a piece of card or a piece of paper, and this just really helps you to get clear on what you want, because every time you walk past it, if you stick it on your wall, then you begin to think of what you're after. So it's really important that the things that you put on your vision board are actually things that you want, because the more clear we can get on what we actually want to manifest, the more it's going to happen. If you're not really sure and you don't know, then it's not going to happen, because if you don't know, how does the universe know? So that's a great tool to really get clear. And we're also going to be doing a meditation, and that will actually, if you're not sure what it is that you want, that's what the meditation's for, so that you're really feeling it and not just thinking and plucking something out of thin air. Okay, so traits, so where to start? So this is a solar eclipse, and a solar eclipse, they do happen, so that's not what's rare. I don't know what you've heard about this new moon yet, but it's a solar eclipse, and it's basically at the same time as summer solstice, and this is so rare. So this is the beginning of summer if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's going to be your winter solstice. So to have not only it to be an eclipse, but to also have it bang on at the summer solstice is such a rare thing. So this moon's energy is really, really powerful. So whatever we're going to manifest is going to be like 10 times that. So it's going to be really powerful with what you do, and actually the steps that you're going to make to help you achieve your goal as well. So that's a little bit about the eclipse. And also a solar eclipse, it symbolizes fate. So it can fast forward your life, as in, for example, if off the top of my head, if you were thinking of going for a promotion or asking for a promotion, but you think you're not quite ready yet, well, the universe is going to be like, you're more than ready, and it's going to force that upon you. So something similar like that, so watch out for it. But at this point, because it's in Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign, this is a very emotional time, and it's very intense because it is a solar eclipse and it's summer solstice. So just be aware of those, and maybe reflect, which we will do in the meditation as well, but reflect on how you're feeling. Slow down and just accept what happens. So if there's something out of your control and you think you're not quite ready for it yet, that may be that you're not quite self-confident enough yet, but you're gonna get it anyway. So we'll work on those in the questions as well. So just to reiterate that anything that we start to manifest at this new moon, because it is in the solar eclipse, it's going to be way more powerful and way more likely to happen. So that is really exciting. So I'm actually going to start with the journal questions. So if you haven't already, just make sure you've got a journal and or paper and pen at the ready. So we're going to do this first, and then we'll do the meditation at the end. So just remembering that Cancer is a water sign, so not only does this mean that our emotions can be quite high, because that's what a water sign represents, but water also represents intuition. So hopefully we should be able to get clearer on what it is that we actually want at this time. But it can be a really sensitive time, and being sensitive is not always bad. It means that we are more intuitive, not only to our own feelings, but to other people's as well. But at this time, we really need to try and be careful of not being too overly sensitive, which is one of the negatives of being a Cancer sign. But the water sign is also quite spiritual, so just again, really it's a great time that it's so spiritual, because with spirituality we normally feel more, we're more connected, and that is what you need to manifest. That is one of the key points. And then some other traits of Cancer are security. So again, one of the bad traits could be that we feel insecure at this time. So it's just noticing if we do feel insecure and being like, could be because of the moon's energy. You know, it's not always because of something we're doing or something somebody else is doing. It can just be being aware of the energies and the moon's energy. Then you begin to realize that you're kind of reflecting that. So just being aware really helps to manage it and not get overwhelmed at this time. And it's also very, Cancers are very loyal and kind. So even if you're not a Cancer star sign, that doesn't matter. This affects everybody, because all the moon phases move through every single zodiac sign. So it's going to affect everybody. But probably if you are Cancer, whether that's rising sign, if you know what that means, or if you are a sun sign, then it's probably going to be even more powerful for you. So we're going to get started with the journal questions. So if you did my last workshop, the last new moon workshop, if you have got your journal with what goals that you wrote down, then it's great to just have a look at that and see if you're any steps closer to that goal, or whether you've achieved that goal. And if you have, then that's great. Either think about the next steps that you could take if you're a little bit closer. If you're nowhere near, then maybe looking at that question or your answer to that question and thinking, does that still really resonate with me? Did I just pluck that out of thin air, or is it really what I want? And sometimes goals won't come true if they're not in line. If you ask for something and it's really not going to be good for you, then kind of the universe knows not to give you that. And the more specific you can be with your goals, the better as well. But sometimes we can ask for something. So say, for example, obviously this isn't specific, but you asked for, your main goal was to get more money. And you keep thinking of getting money from the job that you've currently got. And you don't seem to be getting anything, but actually you won something the other day where you won a voucher. Like, that's money. So just be thinking, sometimes it doesn't always come the way we expect it, if that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't in the questions. So yeah, so look at your last goals, and if they're not resonating with you, then maybe cross them off your list and have another think. So here are some questions to help with this time. And you want to be looking at goals for in the next 4 weeks' time, so that they're really manageable and believable. If it's in a year's time, it's good to kind of have an end goal, but then that just seems so far away. So just think, what's your next goal for in the next 4 weeks? What do you really want to happen? So next time we come to do the new moon workshop, you want to look and think that you're one step closer and you've been able to see that. So At this time, it's a really nurturing time being in Cancer. So before we do look at some of our goals, I want you to write down, because you can come to this at the end if I move on too quickly from the question, but are you nurturing yourself? Are you giving yourself enough self-care? This is what Cancer's all about, and with it being a very emotional sign, we do need to nurture ourselves, take a step back and slow down. And it's okay to feel those feelings, just not let them overwhelm us. So ask yourself, are you nurturing yourself? What are you doing to nurture yourself? And if you don't know how, then what are the steps that you could do to find that out? And with it being in a water sign, actually it's might seem funny, but it's a great time to have a bath at this time, because obviously it's a water sign, and so the energies are really high in water, and obviously it's really nice having a hot bath, nurturing yourself and really feeling. And then the next question is, tune into your emotions, which we're going to do in a moment in the next meditation. But what have you been feeling over the past week, and what are you feeling now? So that can be quite tricky, but try not to judge yourself for feeling that way. Literally just becoming aware and writing those down. Any feelings, good or bad whatsoever. And the next question is, what do you want for yourself? So what I said at the start, what are your goals? So looking in the next 4 months, so key things to remember are, think about what you do want, so you're putting it in a positive, not a negative. Don't think about what we don't want. And we also want to feel, so feel from the heart and really visualize these happenings. So for each point that you write down, a good thing, but it can be quite tricky, is to close your eyes and really visualize that it's already happened. Visualize how you would look if it came true. Visualize it and feel it as though it's already happened. And that's a really key point to manifestation. If you're more interested in manifestation, looking at the law of attraction and abundance, there's loads of things on the internet that help you with that as well. These are just a few points. And putting them in writing, and I like to either stick them on my wall so it reminds me of them, or like I said earlier, the vision board is a great tool, because it's imagery, and visualizing is more powerful than writing. Writing's great, but if you can visualize, and I can't draw, so that's why I much prefer like cutting out things that really resonate with me and that contribute towards my goals. So say if you're after a new house, putting pictures of your dream house up, what you want the bathroom to look like, colour schemes, words, how you want to feel, and just walking past it every day will help really visualise and feel that. And your next question, why do you think you deserve that goal? Now, if you're like, I don't deserve that goal, well then you need to work on your self-worth, because manifestation, it's all good and well doing everything, all these tools that I'm saying to help manifest, but if you don't believe that you're worthy or that you deserve it, it's not going to happen. Because again, it's that bad feeling. Once you get a bad feeling, we're made up of vibrations, and if your bad feeling brings you on a low vibration, you're really low energy, you kind of feel in this negative bubble, and so it's hard to manifest and get outside that bubble. Whereas if you're really positive and you believe, really truly believe, you're feeling, you've raised your high vibration, so it's a lot easier to manifest, because manifestations are on that same wavelength. So just writing if you deserve it. And if you feel you don't deserve it, what can you do to make yourself deserve it? As in, why don't you feel like you deserve it? And what tools can you use to help you feel like you do deserve it? Whether that's affirmations, So affirmations, if you've not heard of them, waking up in the morning and you starting the affirmation with I am something. So say if you've got a really low self-worth issues, waking up and saying I am worthy, and really truly feeling it. You might feel really weird at first, but also looking at yourself in the mirror and looking yourself in the eye is really strange at first. But just practicing that 10 times, saying it 10 times in the morning and 10 times before you go to bed. And then eventually it'll become a habit in your subconscious. So try that and let me know if you do and if it works for you in the comments. Then the last question. So as I mentioned earlier, Cancer, being in Cancer, some of the negative traits are that you can be really insecure and we can often depend on others. So notice if you are depending too much on others. It's not a bad thing to share and depend on others slightly, but are there ways, especially with your goals, are you waiting on somebody to offer you that promotion? You know, just notice if you're depending, and if you can think of another way that you could go about, if it's money you're trying to get, thinking about another way that you could do that and not just depending on the one income. You know, really thinking outside the box. So just trying to be, again, that helps with building up your self-worth. So just again, write down, are you depending too much on others? And if so, who? Write that down. And then maybe write down what you could do to help yourself with your independence. Maybe that's just one thing. And don't worry if you've not finished writing. We are going to do the meditation now, but you can either rewind once I've finished, because it's going to be in the whole health group for I think ever. But if you can, you want to do this workshop, the new moon eclipse. Actually, I've got some written here. So if you're in London, so England, it's 21st of June. So I think that's Sunday, isn't it? It's 7:41 in the morning. So obviously you probably won't want to do it then. I would recommend doing it the night before, because it's much more powerful to do a new moon ritual just before the new moon. So if you can't do it before then, obviously 7:41 is quite early, then I would do it on the night before, so the Saturday night. If you're in Sydney, Australia, it's the 21st of June, 4:41 p.m. Los Angeles, it's the 20th of June, so that is the Saturday, 11:41. And for me, mine's on Sunday at 2:41, so I will probably do my proper ritual on the Saturday night, so I'll probably watch this back. And so it's okay if you're doing it now because the energies are still high, but you can do it tomorrow as well if you can't watch this live. So again, you can come back to those questions at the end if you've not finished, but now we're going to do the meditation, which is going to be roughly 5 to 10 minutes, what we're going to finish off with. So just getting into a comfortable position. And whether this is sitting or lying down, just make sure you are comfortable and begin to close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Just bring your awareness to your very next breath. Making the conscious decision to focus on your breath. Observing the breath and just observing from moment to moment. Noticing any change or difference in sensation. And keep your awareness rested on every single inhalation. and every single exhalation. Carry on observing the breath and the movement of your body as you breathe. And now moving your awareness to the feeling aspect, to the emotions, with this new moon being in Cancer, a very emotional water sign. What do you feel when you breathe? What comes up for you? What do you feel in your physical body when you gently and effortlessly inhale and exhale? Is there any difference in emotion between the inhale and the exhale? Do your thoughts mirror that? And just notice if your mind starts to wander off. And just bring it back to the breath. Observing whatever is present in this moment. Remaining present to each and every breath. Opening yourself up and allowing yourself to feel these emotions. Just to simply sit, observe, slow down, and be aware. Letting go of any negative thoughts that come up. Just focusing on the positive or the neutral thoughts and feelings. And as you inhale, imagine feeling a positive energy with every inhalation, and with every exhalation, any tension or negativity that's left in the body, just imagine it disappearing, visualizing it disappearing, maybe floating away on a cloud. Or maybe visualizing it as a book and putting it away on a shelf. Whatever resonates with you. Inhaling positive, high frequency. Exhaling and letting go of anything bad. Now, if your eyes are closed, just begin to softly open them. Maybe bringing some movement into the fingers and the toes, maybe doing a few shoulder rolls backwards, just to wake up the body and forwards. And now is a great time, now that we've sat with our feelings and emotions and slowed down, and now is a great time just to look at what you've wrote down as you've journaled, and just notice if anything else comes up for you. Often journaling after a meditation is great because things come up through the subconscious. So maybe add into what you've already wrote and just check in that still resonates with you now that you've connected internally. So that is it for my workshop. This is actually going to be my last workshop in the Whole Health Project, as you'll see soon. It will be changing format slightly, which we will let you know more about later. But if you want to connect with me, I will carry on posting these videos, I think on my Facebook, which is Sophie May Yoga, which I've tagged, and I'll try and do it on Instagram too, which actually I think I've wrote it down. I think it's May and the Moon. I think I've wrote that, but if not, send me a message and I'll let you know what that is. I've just recently changed it, as it's not just yoga anymore, as you can tell. So if you have enjoyed this workshop, then please leave a comment. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to donate, thank you so much. My PayPal link is in the link above this video. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, any feedback welcome. Thank you so much. Bye.